All right, let's get started. I see we've got Michelle joining us. We've got Mukhtar joining us. Excellent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Michelle, hi.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm good as I possibly can.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
I see we've
Thank you
got,
for having me here once again.
hey, you're welcome. Excellent. So it looks like we've got Mukhtar here with us also. Great. And I'm sure a few more people will join us very soon too. So today, our topic is passport, identity, or culture. Mukhtar, hi. Can you hear me? Mukhtar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Okay, great. Welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
So so right now we have a few people joining us on YouTube, and we've got Michelle and Mukhtar here live with us. And today the topic is passport, identity, or culture. And Vasilina is here with us. Great. Hi, Vasilina. And we'll share this this meeting link with a few people here. So if you look at the comments, then you'll be able to join this meeting too. All right. Great. So yeah, like I said, our topic today is passport, identity, or culture. And first, I guess I'll explain a little bit. So when we're not talking, let's just turn off our microphones because sometimes it's very loud in the background. And then when it's time for you to speak, you turn on your microphone and speak. I think that will be the best way. And for anybody who's watching on YouTube right now, we have a link there and you can join us live right now and talk about your country and speak with us too. All right, so the topic, passport, identity, or culture. I'll just share my screen real quick and write those words so that everyone can see them. And so my question for everyone who's watching today is, why are you from the place that you are from? One time when I was living in Russia, I got in a taxi and the driver said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from the United States." And he looked at me and he says, "Why?" And I thought that was an interesting question. Why? I don't know why. Because my parents are from there, because that's the passport that I have. So that's my question for you today, though, everybody who's watching. My question is, why are you from the place that you're from? Is it because of your passport? Is it because of your identity, who you think that you are, right? Or is it because of your culture? So what really makes you a person from that place? Why do you think that who you are is connected to a place? That's the big question. Is it because of your passport, or is it because of your identity, who you think that you are, who you tell yourself who you are? Or is it because of your culture? Is there something special about the way that people from your country do things that makes you believe that you're part of this group? So, Michelle, I think you were here first. You can start. What do you think? What about you?
Well, basically, my passport says that I am Brazilian, but one thing that I usually hear from other Brazilians who are learning English is that they really don't. They feel that I really don't like my identity, my Brazilian identity, because actually I was born in another country, not in a English-speaking country, and I really don't relate to this kind of thing because it's not because I'm learning English that I don't relate to my own culture. I can relate to both cultures. I'm totally capable of being able to passionate about um, another different culture, but at the same time, um, feel that I was born exactly where I was supposed to be born.
Uh-huh.
But I feel most of the time I feel that once I'm learning English, I would say that when I speak English, it feels like I another kind of identity rises up, not in my mind and in my heart as well. Like there was, as if there was another, as if I was creating another identity.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I keep relating to to the culture where I was born, where I was raised.
Okay,
I'm
so
it's
so
okay. Say
what makes you Brazilian?
well, I think that mainly the culture where I was born, because I was created in this kind of culture, in a Brazilian culture, but now as it feels like I'm discovering a whole new world in another
Okay.
language.
So the place that you were born.
Yes.
I can tell you, for example, I was born in Germany, but I don't speak German. I don't know a lot about German culture and people. My parents, they only speak English, and they're both American. And my grandparents are American. They only speak English. And I was just in that place when I was born, right? So for me, the place I was born, it's not really connected to
To the
who
language that you speak.
to the language, to the passport,
Yes.
to the culture, to the identity. Uh it's not connected. I think when I was 18 years old, I had a choice that I could try to get German citizenship, but I mean, I don't speak the language. I don't know anybody there. I don't know anything about that. So I decided not to do that.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw a video of you saying exactly this kind of thing, that you were born in Germany, but you don't speak the language. And I
Right.
think it's not exactly related to the language that you really speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's more subjective.
Uh-huh. You think it's more subjective.
Yes,
Okay. So it's
it's
more about identity,
it's more about how you feel,
how you
and
feel.
it
Okay.
has yes, it has a little bit of a little bit with to do with your identity, how you perceive your own identity as being from Brazil or from any other country.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Michelle. So yeah, for everyone who's watching right now, I know that we have people who have different levels of English. So I just want to talk a little bit about the word identity. So we put these three words on the board here: passport, identity, and culture. I think everybody knows the word passport, and I think everyone knows the word culture. I mean, I think most of the people who watch this channel or watch these lessons or these live videos, they know these words. But the word identity is a little more advanced. So let's just talk a little bit about what that means. So your identity is who you think you are, who you say you are. So there are different types of identity, right? Like my name, I am Chris. This is part of my identity. I'm a man, I'm not a woman. This is part of my identity, my gender identity. What else? I'm an English speaker. This is my language identity, first language identity. What else? My national identity. I'm an American citizen. I'm from the United States, right? So a lot of times when we talk about identity, we're talking about this national identity. Some people might also have a religious identity. Someone might be Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or Shinto or Sikh or, another religion, Jewish, for example, right? So it's hard to say that there's one thing that gives us our identity. Because if someone says that they're American or they're from the United States, they can also be a man, and they can also be Jewish, and they can also be a teenager, or they can also be they can also like rock music. They can be a rocker. They can be, right? There are different parts of their identity that they might have. And so it's difficult to say that there's one thing that makes a person from one place or from another place, right? So I see Neha has joined us too. Great. So Mukhtar, what about you? What do you think is most important for you? What makes you from the country that you're from?
Well, Chris, I think that I'm just listening. You are talking about religions, that it is one part of identity. But as far as I think that religion doesn't make any identity. It could be any religion, and it's all depend who you are, where are you from. So this is what is in not in our hand, is our national identity. I mean, it's just because where our parent meet. So this is the place where we took birth. So if you ask me that if you if you have the chance to choose your country of origin, I definitely have certain options. So
Yeah.
this is not in our hand, especially as compared to talking about national identity.
Right.
But this is my view.
But as I showed you from my personal example, the place that you're born, this might not be your national identity. You can be born somewhere and not be from this place, right?
But your parents are from not there. That's why.
Right. So the place that you're born,
even you have the chance.
but the place you're born then doesn't tell us where you're from.
Yeah, exactly. It's not related to the country of origin or the place. I mean, there are multiple persons in one country, so there are not just what can I say? I am not getting the proper words to share my ideas with you at the moment.
No problem.
So
okay, for you, so tell us again which country you are from.
well, Chris, I'm from Pakistan.
And what part of Pakistan?
It's a second big city of Pakistan, Lahore, which is in the province of Punjab. So I'm in Lahore, doing my business from last 18 years, and this is what I am.
Great. And so is your first language Punjabi or?
No, I tell you. Basically, my father was Pakhtun. He speaks Pashto, and my mother was from Multan. She was from Saraiki belt. Saraiki is a language. You can say Multani. But the problem is that language of conversation between both husband and wife was Urdu.
Right.
Because my mother don't know that. So our national language is Urdu. So they conversate in Urdu. So we speak Urdu. But living in Lahore, the second language which is I can speak as a native language is Punjabi, and a little bit English. That's what I'm talking to you.
Okay, so do you know Pashto and Saraiki?
Yeah. I know 100% Punjabi, Pashto. No, sorry, 100% Punjabi, Urdu, and Saraiki. So these are the three languages I understand everything. But because in our house Pashto was not spoken, so that was my interest to learn it. So I can conversate 50%, 40% almost in Pashto language as well. Even I can understand more than 70-80%, but I can convey my message in Pashto. Even I don't know the 100%.
So see, this is, I think that the question of identity for you, that you have a lot more choices than some people, because some people only grow up speaking one language with both parents from the same place. And
yeah.
So you really do have more choices.
Yeah, of course.
That's great. Yeah, I know that in Pakistan, there's a lot of different people speaking different languages that are living together, and Urdu and English operate as like the bigger languages to communicate. Great, thank you so much.
Sure.
Vasilina. So Vasilina, you are from Ukraine. What makes you Ukrainian?
I born in Ukraine. I never thought about this question. I think I just born here, and that's why I'm Ukrainian. It's natural. Yeah.
But like we talked about with, for example, with my example, right? I was born in a place, but I'm not from there. And so what really makes, like, for example, if I were born in Ukraine, that doesn't mean that I'm Ukrainian, right? Just like I was born in Germany, but I'm not German. And so what really makes you Ukrainian?
I guess the language which we speak. My friend, lastly, he was a few years ago, he was traveled to another country, and he told me that, when you're abroad and you hear your native language, you just realize how important it is for you, and you realize that, you just have this feeling like this person, you see this person first time in your life, but you are like, I don't know, like relatives. Because you both speaks the same language, and it's like, I don't know, I think the first thing that makes you Ukrainian, or your nationality. And the second
so okay, language. So yeah. Language is the most important factor, you think?
The first, yeah, the most and the first, yeah.
So but let me just say my comment here, because if I speak Ukrainian, does that mean that now I'm Ukrainian? So anybody who learns Ukrainian is Ukrainian?
No. I think that you have to love your country, your city. You have to know the history of the place where you live. You have to follow traditions, not just to know traditions, but to follow them, and just not like, okay, this is a tradition, and that's why I'm doing it in this way. But you feel that your parents, your grandparents do these things in this way, and I follow because I am from this country. I don't know how to explain it better. So I think language, history, traditions, love your country, what you make you.
Okay, language, history, traditions, and love of your country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we put all of those things together, can we call that culture?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like what, I guess that's a good question. Like what is culture, right? Because language is part of culture and culture is part of language. We can't really have the culture with no language, and we don't really have a language with no culture.
Yeah, I also heard the interesting things that when you learn a different language, some new language, you learn a new culture. You look on the world in the new way. I remember I watched a video. It was very interesting. I don't remember what language it was, but they say that they even in their language, they if, for example, in Ukrainian, we can say, "I broke my hand." And in this language, if you say, I broke my hand, it means that you did it in purpose. You just want to break your hand. And, so in their language, they say their hand was broken, like it was accident. I didn't do it in purpose. So it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's like a different kind of thinking.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting to learn, like you just said, some examples where in one language it's different from your language, or maybe even to learn how another language has a phrase or a concept that maybe you don't have in your language. For me, it was interesting to learn, in English we have the color blue, and blue can be dark or light, and it's all blue. So then, but in Ukrainian, you have two different blues, right?
No.
Now you have one?
Much more.
No, of course, in English, we have a lot of different, like there are lots of names of different types of blue. But if we talk about the basic colors that you teach to children, for example, right? So like when we go through the basic colors, there's not like light blue and dark blue are one.
Yeah.
In English, just blue. Is it the same in Ukrainian?
No, it's a big headache for men when a woman says him, please buy this type of color, something. Yeah, and there is a lot of different shadows of this color.
Right. Yeah, of course, if we, as an adult, we have lots of different shades of colors, but the basic colors that we teach children, right? Like we'll say red, green, blue, orange, yellow, purple, brown, white, black, gray, right? So like these kinds of colors. But yeah, I know that in some other languages, there are some other basic colors, that light blue and dark blue might be two different colors. And so that was interesting for me to learn also about writing, that, some symbols might be written differently in different places. And so then it makes you look at how you write in your language and then think about it differently. Oh, I didn't think that there was a difference, but now I see that there is a difference. Right?
Yeah, in English it's difficult because you pronounce words differently and you write words differently. And in Ukrainian, you just write how you heard it.
Yeah, I think Ukrainian is more phonetic than English. Meaning that, so if we say that a language is phonetic, it means that the sounds connect to the letters more exactly, more precisely. Spanish is a lot more phonetic than English, for example. But I only know English and Russian, So I'm learning Spanish. And I know, I know that a lot of Russian speakers will tell me, oh, Russian is very phonetic. You look at the letter, it has it. But then when you start to say some words, that, like lots of letters sound different. And so it can be difficult. But yeah, English is definitely less phonetic, like French. Right?
You know, now my daughter study a Polish language, and when I help her with her homework, it's crazy because there is, for example, one letter, and this letter could have a dot under this letter, and it has absolutely different pronouncing, and you have to remember everything. It's crazy. I thought that it's a very simple language. I understand Polish and I can speak Polish, but when we really start to study Polish, she have a task to learn a poem by the heart. I even can't repeat. She just say me a sentence and I, please say me again. I can't repeat it.
That's funny.
And yeah, before we start learning Polish, I thought that it's a very simple language.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Vasilina.
My pleasure.
So just to repeat for everyone who's here, our topic today is passport, identity, or culture. Passport, identity, or culture. What makes you who you are? So I told the story of how I was in Russia and I got in a taxi and the driver said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from the United States." And he looked at me and he said, "Why?" And so I started thinking about, well, okay, why am I from the United States? Why do I say that? Right? So what about you? Why are you from the place that you're from? Is it because of your passport? Is it just a book that the government of your country gives you? Is that where you're from? It's difficult because I know people from the country of Moldova, and they might have a passport from Russia if they live in the south part of Moldova, but they will say that they're from Moldova, but they might speak Romanian because in their family, they might have grown up speaking Romanian, but they'll say that they're not Romanian, that they're Moldovan. And so the passport sometimes doesn't really tell us where the person's from, right? Because you can go to a different country and you can get a new passport. So that might not be who you are really, right? And then your identity is who you believe that you are. These are some choices that you make about groups that you are in. Some of them you have more of a choice than others. But in general, it's a choice. And then culture, this is something that's difficult to describe also, right? Culture is this mix of different things that we get from our parents, from our grandparents, that we get from the people around us where we live. It's connected to language, it's connected to history. So Aruna. Hi, Aruna. Where are you joining us from today? If you turn there we go.
Hello,
Yeah. Oh, you're from India.
Hello,
I see
sir.
your name now.
Yes, I am from India, state Jammu Kashmir.
Which state?
Jammu Kashmir.
Jammu Kashmir.
Yes, maybe you know about the name Srinagar.
Is that the city?
I mean to say my state name is Jammu Kashmir. I'm living in Jammu Kashmir state actually.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at the map right now, trying to find it. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not familiar with this area. Is it in the north, south, east, west?
Yes, it's north side.
The north.
Yes.
Near Nepal or near China or near Pakistan?
Nearby Nepal and Pakistan.
Okay.
Yes.
So what makes you Indian?
What makes me Indian? How can I say now? Because my parents are living in India, and they born in India, and they gave me birth also in India. So through them, I know that I'm an Indian.
Okay. So every person
Yes.
who was born in India is Indian?
No, yeah, we can see those who born in Indian, they are Indian people, because their identity, when we see their PAN card, Aadhaar card, through them we can know that they are Indian people.
So if I was born in India, then I'm Indian automatically.
Yes.
But if I was born in India one day and I was there one day, I was born, and then I go to a different country for the rest of my life, am I Indian or?
Yeah, if your Aadhaar card or PAN card or the documents, if it is belongs to Indian, then we can say that you are belongs to India. So if you are in another country, if your all the documents is from there, so whenever we will ask, whenever we will ask you, then you will say that I am from there, even though you born in India.
Okay, so for you, being Indian is more about your documents. It's about your passport.
Yes, sir. Through that we can know that we are Indian.
So there are no Indian people who live in other countries. All
Yeah,
Indian people are in India.
No, sir. Here are lots of many people are there who are living other countries also, from Punjab, Nepal, Andhra Pradesh, from Hyderabad. Many people they are living in other country, but when we see, even though nowadays we can see, means as I'm living in India, so how the people will recognize me that I'm from India through my documents? As I said, Aadhaar card or some other document recognize me that I'm Indian girl. So
Okay. So if you move to the United States and you
yes,
get an American passport and you
yes,
don't have an Indian passport anymore, then now you're not Indian?
no, then I'm not North Indian. Because my all the documents then it's from other country, like in USA, America, because everything, my all the identities belongs to there. Then I cannot say that I am an Indian girl, even though if I born also in India.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's interesting because I think that there's a lot of people who live in other countries who have documents from other countries, but they say that they're Indian because of their culture, because of their parents, because
Yes, sir. As we can see, many of the Punjabi people, those who are living in other countries. So when we will see, if we will ask to them, means many who are people who went other country, their children also born there. So if we will ask to their children, they will not tell that we born in India, we are Indian people. They just say that our parents are from India, but we born in another country. We cannot say like this. Means like other those who, if you will ask to their children, sir, like that. So when we ask to their parents, so they say that. We are Indian people, but we are living in another country because of some works or some other things. Yes, sir.
Okay, so for you, the main qualification to be Indian is the document.
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. All right, let's see, who has their camera on? Nirvana. Hi, Nirvana.
Hello.
We have a few Brazilians with us today. So what makes you Brazilian?
Because I was born here. I live here since then. My passport is Brazilian. My family, all of my family is Brazilian too. My culture is Brazilian. Everything is Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you think that this is a choice that you made, or is it something that's automatic?
I think it's automatic because I was created here, and I don't moved for another country.
Born and raised in Brazil.
Yes, I speak Portuguese.
So you're from Portugal.
I speak Brazilian Portuguese.
Uh-huh. Sorry, Nirvana. It looks like your connection.
My blood is Brazilian.
Your blood is Brazilian. Wow.
My blood is Brazilian. Yeah.
Have you done a test? Has a scientist took some blood and looked in there and said, "Ooh, that's Brazilian." There's little Brazilian flags waving in the blood.
No.
It's an interesting idea that I know we say this in English too, that like I have Brazilian blood or something like this, but it's an interesting idea when you really think about what that means, right?
But I think I have a little part of Indian because my soul is Indian. I like the something of India. I feel happy with mantras, for example. Since I was child, my dream was visit India. I think something inside of me is Indian also. So
Indian from India, like Aruna.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aruna? Is she Indian?
Sorry? Something inside of me. The country, another country that is strong inside of me is
Do you feel a connection to another country? I understand. Great. Okay, yeah. Awesome. Let's go to Eric. So Eric, where are you joining us from?
I'm from Taiwan.
Taiwan, great. So you're Taiwanese.
Yeah. Very exciting to meet you online. This is the first time to meet you.
Great to meet you too. So yes. What makes you Taiwanese?
I think the culture is very important factor because our language and our word, our history, even our food culture make us very different to other people. So I think the culture is very key point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So culture is one of the most important parts to make someone Taiwanese.
Yeah, I think
So,
so.
for example, if I practice Taiwanese culture, then you'll look at me and say, "You're Taiwanese, Chris."
Your color and your language is not like the Taiwanese, but I know if you move into Taiwan and maybe marry some girl in Taiwan, maybe we can call you a Taiwanese.
I don't think my wife would like that, but
Oh, really?
but I understand. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting because some people said the passport is important. Some people said identity is important. You're saying culture is important. And Taiwan, I think, is one of the places where there's a lot of discussions and talk about, how can we show that Taiwan and Taiwanese people are different from people over there on the mainland, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that this is a really important point for people in Taiwan. And so what parts of your culture do you think are like very, very Taiwanese?
Oh, okay. First of all, we have the freedom system, and we have the unique word. If you know, we also use a Chinese word, but we have a different word to the main China because we use the traditional Chinese, not simple Chinese. And in this word, on the word, just two area use the traditional Chinese. Only Hong Kong and Taiwan use the traditional Chinese. So I think it is very unique to present we are Taiwanese.
So language,
yeah,
is one big part of this.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Great. Do you think that it's, for example, a person who was born in Taiwan, to Taiwanese parents, and then when they're 5 days old, they move to the United Kingdom, to England, and they live all their life in England. Is this person Taiwanese?
Yes, I think if you was born in Taiwan, you will got the ID card, and always you can come back to Taiwan and enjoy our benefit and our system, just like the healthcare. So yes, if you are this kind of people, you also the Taiwanese.
Even if they don't speak Taiwanese, if they don't speak Chinese at all?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And okay, a different example then. Two parents from Nigeria are living in Taiwan. They have a child, and this child grows up in Taiwan and speaks Taiwanese, is Chinese. Is this, but doesn't look Taiwanese, of course. Looks like they're from Nigeria. So are they Taiwanese?
Sure.
Yeah.
My neighborhood, his name is Haki. He come from South of Africa, and he had a Taiwan wife, and their daughter she was born in Taiwan. So they are Taiwanese, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the person looks like. It just matters. So if you're born in Taiwan, you're Taiwanese. What if both of your parents are from Taiwan, but those two parents live in England? They always lived in England. And then the child was born in England. Is this child Taiwanese? No. But they grow up with Taiwanese parents, and they speak Chinese.
Oh, I'm not sure if this case is Taiwanese or not, but I can confirm that. Let me confirm. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a difficult question, I think.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Eric, and great to meet you.
Great to meet you. Me too.
Yeah, so again, just for everyone who's watching, today we're talking about passport, identity, or culture. How do you know that you are from the place that you're from? And so I trying to give some examples that make you really think about this. When I was studying at university, I had a course about international relations. I studied international relations. One of our courses was about identity. And we asked lots of these questions, tried to find what is the one thing that will tell us the person's identity. And we couldn't find one. And it's very difficult to understand one thing that will say what the person's identity is, because the place where you're born, it might be different, right? Like me, I was born in Germany, but I don't know anything about Germany. I don't speak German. Both my parents are American. My passport's American. I speak English. All my family speaks English only. And so am I German? No, I can't be. If I meet a German person, they're going to tell me that I'm not German, because I can't say anything and I don't know anything about this, right? On the other hand, if I meet American people, they'll understand that I'm from here because I speak like them, and so it's a difficult question, right? And sometimes it's not about the country. For example, people who are Jewish, this is connected to a religion, and it's not just one place, right? There are people who live in a country, Israel, and then there are people who believe in a religion, Jewish. And so sometimes it's confusing. These two identities can be confusing, and a person who says that they are Jewish could be really from any place in the world, right? Just like other religions and other groups of people. All right, great. I see Carl is back. Niha and Bolt, if you want to turn your camera on, you can speak with us next. Carl, we have another person from Brazil. So Carl, what makes you Brazilian?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What makes me Brazilian?
Yeah.
I was born in Brazil, born and raised.
Okay.
So my passport is Brazilian. I speak Portuguese. So that's it.
That's it.
I think that's it. Yeah. I was born here. I'm Brazilian.
Okay. So any person who was born there, who speaks the language, and who has the passport, they're Brazilian, no matter what.
Yeah, I think so. Because you're born the place. So you're Brazilian. If I born in USA, I was American.
Okay. But for example, let's say that a child was born in Brazil, but when he's 5 years old, he moves to England. He lives in England all his life until he's 50 years old, doesn't speak Portuguese. Then he comes back to Brazil, starts to learn Portuguese, and now he speaks Portuguese with an accent, with a big accent.
Okay.
Right? Is he Brazilian?
Yeah, he's still Brazilian.
So
because
people who
he was
meet
born
him
in Brazil.
So for example, he's walking down the street, someone talks to him, they're not going to say, "Hey, where are you from?" They're going to say, "Oh, you're Brazilian."
No, yeah, that's strange. Yeah, people think that he was from another place, maybe. He's foreign, for example.
They'll think it's foreign. Yeah.
Yeah, foreign.
Yeah. So it's difficult to say. It's really difficult to say what makes us from someplace. But do you think that it's a choice or it's automatic to be Brazilian or not be Brazilian?
I think it's automatic.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think everyone here agrees about this, but I think something different. So I'm just waiting to hear everybody speak before I say something different.
I think you're German. you was born in Germany, right?
But I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I don't have a German passport. I don't speak
You don't
German.
have one?
No.
Okay.
My parents aren't
Interesting.
German. No one in my family is German. I mean, I don't speak German.
Okay.
But maybe if I go back to Germany and I start learning German and I speak German with an accent, then people will say that I'm German.
Maybe. But I have a question. Do you have a
Yeah.
birth certificate from Germany or not?
Yeah.
So you're German.
Okay, so
Not
it's
just because your passport, but because your birth certificate.
so you believe that the land that you are born on is more important to decide where you're from than who your parents are.
That's an interesting question.
Like family from Mexico drives 2 kilometers into Texas, has a baby, and then goes back. The baby is now magically American because 2 kilometers. But then after 50 years, the border changes, and now that land is not United States. Now that's Mexico.
Oh my gosh. I think he's Mexican. All half Mexican, half American. Maybe.
Yeah, and so like if it's about the land, then the land, like the name of the land can change, right?
Yeah. But I think the birth certificate is important, and the feel, the people, the way the people feel is important too, because I'm Brazilian, but like Nirvana said, I feel a connection with Indian. So people, people says that they feel a connection, and I'm half Indian, I'm half Brazilian. So
interesting. Aruna, do you feel like you're half Portuguese or Brazilian? Aruna, do you feel like you're part Brazilian inside? No?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's interesting that people think.
Sir, I want to say it's interesting for me the way you are asking the questions to every individual person, and it's a great thing to learn. I wanna say, and I'm waiting for the answers. What the answers is going to come from you?
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I don't think there's an answer really. I think it's just something that that people have different ideas about.
Yes.
So it's a good thing to discuss. Great. So Neha and Bolt, if you would like to speak with us too, you can just turn on your camera and you can tell us your opinion. And anyone who's watching on YouTube, if you would like to join us, come over and join us and tell us what you think. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about what I think, since it's different, and you know, maybe everyone can tell me that I'm crazy and write lots of bad comments afterwards. So that might be fun. But before I do that, before everyone just runs away, we will have another live call like this next week. So every Wednesday, we're trying to do this at 8 a.m. New York time. I'm in Florida, but I use New York time. 8 o'clock New York time. So you can find what that is in your time zone. Tell your friends, tell people to come and join us. It's better. As you can see, it's great when we have a lot of people from different places. And when we have more people, it will become even more interesting, where we'll have some smaller groups and we'll discuss things about different countries. So great. So yeah, so the topic, just one more time, the topic today is what makes you Brazilian, what makes you Taiwanese, what makes you Indian, what makes you Pakistani, what makes you from the place that you are from, what makes me American. Is it your passport? Is it your identity? Or is it your culture? And those are not the only choices, but those are just some examples. So what do I think about this, right? I think maybe I have a little different situation for me personally, because first of all, I was born in one country, and then when I was very young, I don't even remember anything about the country I was born in. When I was very young, moved to the United States. My parents were from the United States, grandparents, United States, great grandparents from the United States. None of them speak other languages. I think I'm the first person in my family to learn another language. And so I don't think I'm from the place where I was born. I think that usually when people ask where I'm from, I say I'm from the United States. That's the only place that I knew for a long time as a child, right? But today, I think that this is a really important topic to think about. I think that it's really important to think about why, not just where you're from, and not just to be happy or proud that you are from this place, but also to think about why you say that you're from that place. Like, what does that really mean? Because sometimes when we say that we are from one place, we believe that we are better, that we're better than people from other places. Sometimes we think, well, my language is better. My language is more interesting, more beautiful, better words. People from my place are smarter. People from my place, people with my culture have the right culture, and people from other places do something strange. Right? We can start to think like this. You probably know some people where you are from. You probably know some people who think like this. I know people who think like this here in the United States. But when I go to other countries, I meet people who think like this in other countries. And in each country, I find that people have these ideas. I call it nationalism, which I don't know if this is the right word, because I think it's okay to love the place that you're from. I think that that's okay. But I think that everybody is from Earth, from this planet first, and then from a country. and the countries change, the lines change, the names change, right? 1,000 years ago, there was no United States. So I'm from nowhere, right? So what is that place? I'm from the place that nobody knows is there, or the place where there's some people who we don't know their names, or some different groups that are moving around, right? Like, right, the names of these places changed. And so, you know, today in history, we have this period of history with nations, and we think that that's part of who we are. So I think that there's one problem with this, I think, is superiority. Thinking that we are better because we're from one place. I think that this is a problem. National superiority, cultural superiority, religious superiority. I think that this is a problem. It can make some people do some crazy things. Yeah, I think that it's that we need to think about that. Like, what really makes me from this place? What is this nation? What is this name of this thing? Another big problem that I see, you know, in the last 10 years, I've seen a lot of people who I know from different countries who their country had a war. And maybe their country did something bad. Or maybe another country did something bad to their country. If you read history, you probably will find people who did something bad to your country, because every country has its history that tells you why this country is great, right? And every country has its story, and every good story has an enemy. And if you want people to support your country, you need to have someone to protect your country against, right? So it's a problem because for example, I don't like a lot of the things that the United States does, the government, the country. I don't like a lot of the things that they do. But if I tell myself that I'm American, then when the country does something, they don't ask me. They don't say, hey, Chris, you're American. Is it okay if I do this? They don't ask me that, right? So they do something. And if I really think that I'm American, and this word American means something to me, if it's really important, then when my country does something bad, I feel bad. That's strange, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? That because I connect who I am to the word, the same word, which is the same word for my country, when other people do something bad, I feel bad. I feel like I did something bad. That's so strange, right? Because so that's why I think that you can choose. I think that if the government does something bad, that doesn't mean that I did it. I don't think that the word American, when the world doesn't like America, and I call myself American, I don't think I have to be American. I don't think I have to. I think I can choose. I think I can choose to I can be from there. I can have the passport, but I think this word doesn't say something about me. You know what I mean? So I think it's really hard, because a lot of people think that their country mean that the word for their country, the word for their language, for their culture, this word that we use to talk about it, that they say that that's part of who they are. And when they say that it's part of who they are, they lose control. Now they don't have control over a part of who they are. So, right now, there's this, I have friends in Ukraine, I have friends in Russia, and there's a big conflict there right now, a war. And I saw a lot of my friends in Russia who they don't like what's happening and they think it's bad and they feel really bad. They think that this is something about them personally, that it's a piece of who they are. I think that they can choose. And just because someone did this, I don't think that has to say who you are. I think that you can decide who you are and you don't have to just follow, because what happens later? For example, let's use a different country as an example. For example, United States, right? So let's imagine everyone in the United States says, no, real American people do these things. And I say, oh, but I don't want to do those things. Oh, well, you're not a real American. I don't care. Like, for me, I don't care. That's probably a compliment. Thank you. I'm not American. But for some people in some countries, they might really be angry about this or be upset. They might say, oh, no. Or they might say, well, I'm from this country, so I have to do this. All people from this country do it this way, so I have to do this, right? It looks like Carl has some examples of this too, or has thought of something like this too.
It's interesting because people always tell me that I'm not Brazilian. You're not a real Brazilian because you don't like soccer.
Yeah.
Or because everyone in Brazil plays soccer, so you have to like soccer.
Yeah, so I think in a lot of countries it's like this, that there's some different parts of culture where people, culture can control you. Culture can be a great thing. And when I go to other countries, culture is my favorite thing to learn about. I don't care about the mountains. I don't care about the museum, honestly. I like to meet the people and what they do every day and how they live every day. This is interesting to me. And yeah, anyways, Michelle, you wanted to say something too?
Actually, I just want to say that it's completely possible to not to identify with the culture in which you were born. For example, I don't really enjoy many aspects of Brazilian culture because I don't celebrate a lot of traditions from here. For example, I don't play soccer, football, Brazilian football as well, but it's not that much related to the. I know that for some people, it is related to the culture in which you were born and created, or raised. But the way I feel, the way I see, it's not that much about the culture in which you were created, but it is more related to the identity that you build that tells you if you are from that country or from another country. For me personally, has nothing to do with the culture. I mean, not at least not that much.
So it's more about identity.
Yes, and the identity that you wanna be, or that you feel that you need to build. I'm actually not very patriotic. So that's
me neither.
I noticed that. And that's it. But I know many Brazilians are not patriotic as neither. But in my case, I've never been, never had this kind of patriotic spirit.
Yeah, thanks. I see that Eric also wrote in the chat here, we can vote who can lead us the right way. Right. But do you think that that stops bad things from happening? Because I think that we can still, I think that you can still separate who you are from the national identity, which the government and society try to create for us, right? I remember when I moved to my new house, my neighbor saw me outside and he said, "Hey, nice to meet you. Do you watch football?" He was talking about American football, and I said, "No." He said, "Oh, okay, well, that's no problem. Do you drink beer?" I said, "No." And then he gave me he looked at me like he was really confused, like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Like, he's like, "Okay, well, I'll see you. See you later." Like, okay, no football, no beer. Like, we probably have nothing to talk about, right? So this was funny to me too. And sometimes I feel like that when I meet other American people, they want to talk about their sports team from their city or from the place that they're from, and they want to talk about who won the game last night, and I'm just like, I haven't watched that stuff for like, I don't know, 25 years. I don't know what's happening there. So yeah, and then when I talk to most of American people and I tell them, when I tell American people that I like something in a different country, sometimes they feel offended. They're like, "Oh my God, you don't think everything in the United States is the best?" They're like, "Oh," and they're shocked. I remember one time when I told them that, like, oh, the healthcare system, the system of hospitals and medical treatment, I told them, this is terrible. In the United States, it's terrible. It's so much better in other places. They said, "Oh, you can't say that. No, it's the best here. Like, other places have a lot bigger problems." And they start to tell you about, oh, and yeah, they just hate to hear it. They just really hate it. They can't imagine that even one thing could be better in a different place. Maybe you know some people who think like that where you live too, that they think, nope, everything that we do is the best. Everything that's here is the best. And I don't want to know about any other things. Yeah, a lot of Americans are very patriotic, but what does it really mean, patriotic? Right? This word comes from Latin, pater, which means father. So it's about like loving your fatherland, the land of your father, right? Patriotic. So this is a good question for everyone here. I talked too much already today. So this is a good question for everybody here. Are you Brazilian, Pakistani, Taiwanese, Indian? Are you from do you say that you're this kind of person? And do you have your culture because other people told you to have it? Or do you have this culture because you choose to do it every day? Like, if you're patriotic about your country, is this because people told you that you are supposed to be patriotic? Or every day you just wake up and say, yes, another day in my country, right? Like in the United States, I think it's the first that, people went to school, people's family, everywhere they go, people say, here, hold this American flag. And America's great. Is America great? You don't think America's great? You're not American. And I don't think people wake up and go, I'm in America again. Maybe people who just got here, but after 2 or 3 months, that's finished, I think. So like, what do you think about your country? Like, is it because other people, the government, society, school, your family, is it because other people told you that this is the right way, and because everybody around you is from the same place and everybody around you just says yes, yes, everybody's the same? Or do you really wake up every day and say, I choose to be from this country, I choose to do these things that people from this country do, I choose to have this culture? What do you think? And I see some people have just joined us, like Language Mate. Hey, mate. So where are you joining us from? And what's your name?
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I joined from my job Zoom account, so I was going to use my own. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm from Mexico.
What part of Mexico?
From the south part, from Chiapas, state of Chiapas. Yes, it's a great state. And yeah, actually, what you're talking about, it's something I was having a course in Portuguese. It was related to culture and stuff like that. And yeah, for me, I think it's something cultural. I mean, it's not like you said, it's not like I wake up and I say, okay, so today I'm going to be one more day a Mexican guy, right? And yeah, so I believe it is something more social, because, so, I mean, the society tells you how you behave in your country, right? Like you also were saying about American football, it's the same case in Mexico, because here the soccer is the main sport here, and I do not like it. I mean, there are some people that say, but you're Mexican, you must like that. And I'm like, no, but I'm sorry, I don't like it. Also, for example, another example that that people normally ask me, and it's like, okay, do you drink alcohol? Do you drink tequila, for example? And I'm like, no, I don't drink tequila. I don't like alcohol. So they're like, okay, but I mean, you're Mexican. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Mexican, but we can have these different ways to be Mexican, right?
Yeah.
So like this example, but it's it's a good question, I think, because we don't really think about it. I mean, I would say social, but maybe there are some other factors that lead us to believe that we are, in my case, Mexican, that we're from a country, right? So, but yeah, that's what I think.
Cool. I'm going to Mexico in December, at the end of December, but I'm going to Monterrey.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the north part of Mexico. Yeah, I've heard it's a great place. I've never been to Monterrey, actually.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it, I'm sure.
But I've never been to Mexico before, so it'll be my first time.
Okay, that is great. I mean, actually, I've never been to the US or any other countries. So I would like to. Actually, Brazil was going to be the first one, but so because of pandemic, I couldn't. But it's okay. Maybe in the future.
So that's why you're learning Portuguese.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But Chiapas is near Guatemala.
Yeah, we're right in the border, to Mexico, Guatemala. Yes.
So there's another country.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's Guatemala. Actually, I want to go there, but yeah, I mean, a pandemic was a pretty hard or a difficult part of my state, and so right now I'm just trying to to save money, and so I can just travel. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is that I started learning Portuguese 4 years ago, and it's just like my dream, to go to Brazil. So that's why I'm like really focused about going to Brazil more than any other countries.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And what was your name again?
Yeah, my name is Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Jose?
No, I mean my name is Joseph. Actually,
Joseph.
that's something else. Like we can talk about something about culture in here. Because my name should be Jose, right? So in Spanish. But my parents, they named me Joseph, like in English.
You're just destined to be an English teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
So let's see. We haven't talked to Bold. We haven't talked to Cherry, Sumitra, Robert. Robert, I saw you had your camera on not long ago. Hi, Robert.
Hi.
Where are
Is
you
it okay?
joining us from?
I'm joining from Central Asia, Kyrgyzstan. Maybe you've heard about
Kyrgyzstan.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. What's in Kyrgyzstan? Bishkek?
Yes, you're right.
Uh-huh. That's the capital, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you are, in Bishkek, or in a different city?
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
I
Cool.
just joined and I'm not in the topic right now. Just
So okay, so I'll bring you back into the topic. So I don't know, maybe you know my story. I lived in Russia for 8 years. I started an English school there, and then I moved back to the United States, and now I live in the United States. And I work online, and I have this YouTube channel just to share some lessons and to connect with people around the world. And so when I was in Russia, I was in a taxi, and the taxi driver said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from the United States." And he looked at me and he said, "Why?" And so I started to think about that. So yeah, my question for you is, why are you from Kyrgyzstan? What makes you Kyrgyz?
My culture, I think. Our culture is very indigenous, maybe, and also the learning the English. It's give me another cultures and know better, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think it's my opinion, just knowing your culture, it's better to know another culture for understand. And sometimes you have to compare it with your own culture, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. Sorry, I just worried. I never expected that I will be join your Zoom because
No problem.
I always saw your YouTube channels and your short videos about English and etc.
Well, thanks for watching. Yeah. So, okay. So you think it's your culture that makes you Kyrgyz. And what about a person who is not born in Kyrgyzstan, but moves there later, learns the language? Are they Kyrgyz too?
If they will love this culture where he is live, I think in own spirit he will be like recognizing that he is also Kyrgyz, you know.
Okay, so he will feel Kyrgyz, but will Kyrgyz people think that he is Kyrgyz?
I think yes, why not? If he will know the Kyrgyz language and know the traditions, culture, and like a relation between Kyrgyz people, I mean, he will be like join the society Kyrgyz like own, you know, maybe.
He'll be in society.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Cherry, I see Cherry is with us also. Thank you, Robert. Cherry, so where are you joining us from?
Yeah, good evening. I am
Hi.
from Philippines actually.
Philippines.
So I'm yes po. And then I just saw your news I saw my news feed and then I saw your live. So I'm not sure that it's free live. So I tried to join and actually I did not no, I did not hear your topic a while ago. But
Yeah, we're
I
just
heard the
talking
word
about where you're from
okay.
and
But I
yeah.
okay.
And
And then
why
but
do you
I'm sorry
think that
I'm
you're
sorry.
and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
why do you feel that you are Filipina? Like what
Yeah,
makes you Filipina and what makes other people not Filipina?
okay. Being a Filipina, I would say that I would proud to be a Filipina as a being a simplicity, something like that. And then I think because of our culture also is a simple culture, so that's why the Filipinos are also a simple people also, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Are you from are you in Manila or Davao or where?
I'm Manila. I'm in Manila right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what makes a person Filipino, Filipina? Is it the culture? Is it the passport? Is it something different?
Culture not too much different from other countries, but I would say that passport. What do you mean passport?
Passport, the book, the
Yeah,
document
yeah,
that the country gives you.
yeah. We need that when we go somewhere out of the Philippines, so we need passport. Yeah, but we just travel in around the Philippines that we don't need passport anymore. Just buy a ticket, something like that.
Right, right. What about a person who, for example, if I go to the Philippines
Mhm.
and if I learn your language
Okay.
and I learn your culture,
Mhm.
then am I Filipino? Like you'll look at me and you'll say, "Oh, you're Filipino now."
No, I think
No.
so. Not no. You're so different from Filipinos. Yeah. Physically, accent. Yeah, you're so different. Philippines has different culture, different provinces, and every province has different languages. So you will identify if what where does people came from in Philippines because we have different languages. So meaning we have different also accent, right? So yeah, that's the Philippines are. So we have different languages in Philippines, but we are a small island. But yeah, we use different languages. But our national language would be Tagalog, Filipino.
Uh-huh. Great. All right. I see we have Loredana with us too. Hi, Loredana.
Hello.
Hi. And where are you joining us from?
I'm from Italy.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me? Because I have a low connection here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Sorry,
Are you in the
I'm
laboratory?
working, so I have the mask.
Yeah, I thought you're
Yes, right. Can you see?
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm working. Yeah.
Making something interesting there.
Yeah, some ingredients for the cosmetics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're
Chemical
a chemist.
Yeah. I'm looking for a job.
Looking for a job.
Soon we will close. Yeah.
Unfortunately, my company doesn't need any chemists right now, but maybe in the future.
No, maybe.
Maybe when we can change the chemistry of the brain to help people learn the languages faster, right?
And I think we have to start early, like when we get bored, we have to start learning English. Or you understand what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay,
to-
Loredana, our
I
topic.
with my kids. I
That's
did
good.
that with my kids.
I think that's really good. Yeah. Kids learn languages very quickly. So my
Yes.
question for you, Loredana, our topic for today, what makes you Italian? Like, why are you Italian?
I'm not Italian.
You're
I'm
not
Romanian.
Romanian. Okay.
I'm Romanian. I live in Italy, but I'm Romanian. So I don't know. I feel both. I feel Romanian, but I feel Italian too, because now I can say I feel more Italian than Romanian, you know, because I live here. I've been living here. I hope I say right, in the right way,
Yes.
for 16 years. So, but
It's a long time.
yeah, but now I think I more like the Italians one, not like Romanian, you know. But I live in the north of Italy, so I feel like a North Italian, not like a South Italian. I'm sorry I said that, but are some difference between North and South. Like in Romania, the citizens from the cities are different than the ones of the country.
Yeah.
Sorry.
From the country. Yeah.
You know, from the country.
So where in Italy do you live?
I live close to Milan, or I can say very close to the airport Malpensa, in the northwest of Italy.
Northwest, like near Genoa or Milan or
No,
Turin?
Milan and Varese, very, very close to the Switzerland.
Uh-huh.
Like 20 kilometers from Switzerland. So it's a little bit different, because they have a bit of influence of Switzerland here, you know. So like the ones are close to the Germany are whatever have the culture close to Germany. Even the how you say the foods, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I can say whatever I feel Italian, because Romania is or Romanians are made from Roman, you know. So we are a little bit Italian, you know. So we have, and the language is Latin, like
Right.
Italian. So
Yeah.
we have a lot in common with the Italians one. That's why.
Okay, so for you, what makes a person from a country? Like you said that you're Romanian, but you're also Italian. You've lived in Italy for 16 years now. And so what's more important? The place that the person is born, the language they speak? What's the most important thing?
No, I think it's important how you feel in that moment. So now I feel more Italian. So it's like maybe even in your own country, you can feel more because I can say in Romania we have a lot of German and Austria influence, because we had occupied by them. So there are people that are feeling like German, and they're feeling like I don't know. So it depends how you feel.
Okay,
You
so
are more
1 second then.
disciplinated or not?
Okay,
So
now I feel Egyptian.
You feel Egyptian because you like
Wait.
culture,
Now,
maybe?
now I feel Indonesian.
No. It's like
Not like this?
No, it's the affinity that you have with. I like the discipline. How you say order?
Discipline?
You know? Yeah.
Order?
I like to be order. I like to be disciplined. I don't like to throw away the how you say plastic in the street. So I like to be like this. But people like I don't like that. Feel free to do everything. So there are cultures that are like this. Like I'm feeling that it's okay, or they are not doing like that. So depends how you are
Okay.
inside. I don't know if I was
No, it's
clear.
good. I understand. We've talked to a lot of people from different countries today, and one person said the passport is most important. Some people said culture is most important. Some people said it's the land, it's the place that you were born. And, you said that it's how you feel, that you have a connection to this culture. So
Yeah.
this is really good that we have a lot of different people with different opinions. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us.
I think we will meet soon on Zoom.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody who's here, we try to do this every week on Wednesday, and
wow.
also we have our closed workspace where we invite representatives of every country. We are looking for this project. We're looking for a person from every country to represent their country so that we can have meetings where we can share information about things that are happening in different countries, but also about, learning English in different countries, teaching English in different countries, and share this information. So if you're interested in that, then you can go to chrisamericos.com/community. I'm going to write this right now in the chat. And you can join the community for your country. And then you can just write a comment or a post. And you can say, hey, Chris, I want to be the representative of my country. And I will add you to our private workspace. This project is still really just starting. But I'm excited about the potential of where it can go. So I see Dewi has just joined us. Hi, Dewi.
Hi, Mr. Chris. Hi, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm great. I'm sorry I'm late, but I know your topic talk about culture, right?
Yeah, we're talking about what makes
identity.
You a person from your country. Is it the passport? Is it the identity? Is it who you believe you are? Or is it culture?
There is no exact, the correct answer for this question. But for me, I think the identity, not only where you live, but something that inside you, the love that you have to this country or that country or another country where you live. Now I live in Indonesia, but actually my great-grandfather is from Chinese.
China.
In China. From China, we are Chinese family. And we always talk in Chinese language every day. My father, my mother, my sisters, we talk in Chinese in Indonesia. And we are allowed to do that because our ancient is from that country. But I do love my Indonesia country too, because I born here. And I live in Indonesia education. I educate with Indonesian education. We always have some moral national subject from primary, high school. Yeah. So I do love my country, Indonesia, because the way I act, my language also, I can speak fluently in Indonesian language. And because I grew up here, I see that this country has protected me so many years from I was born until now. Give me food to eat,
The country
water
did
to
this.
drink.
The country did this, or was it your mother?
I mean, my mother, but the where I live here, the country, they provide the source of the nature for us to live. If that time my family not moving to Indonesia those time
In the past.
in the past, my family, maybe I will not well educated like now in Chinese. Maybe we are not as lucky as now. In Indonesia, we are have freedom to do many things. Our government also good government, provide many things for us. Last pandemic, they provide the booster, the
vaccine.
Vaccine, yes, vaccine. Yeah, for people.
Great. So
that's why
for you, it's about the country. When was Indonesia founded?
1945.
Okay.
Not long ago, 77 years ago.
And before that?
Before that, chaos, yeah. There were Netherlands become the, what do you say?
The Netherlands.
Captivity. Yeah, Netherlands there. But Netherlands government not bad too. They also built many building, many like church, school, market, yeah, like that. So although they are captive our country, but they also have done many good things, I think. Many benefits to our country.
Okay. So it sounds like you're very patriotic.
Is it? Am I? Because I live in this land. But I also
you're saying how you like the government and the country and all of this. But so what makes you Indonesian? Is it just the land?
My language, the way I'm thinking.
Okay. So if a person can speak your language and can think like you, then they're Indonesian. It doesn't matter what they look like.
Yes, it doesn't matter. If they love this Indonesian language, they love this country, they love the way we live here, the culture, the people, why not?
So if I walk down the street, people can look at me and say, you're Indonesian.
People will love you. People will love you. Indonesian people will welcome you because
sure,
you
I'm
love
sure.
this country. Yeah. Like several Korean people, they came here. Like my lecturer also came from England. They also can speak in Indonesia already, Indonesia language already.
Wow. That's great. So for you, to be Indonesian is about mindset, mentality, how you think, and it's about language. Or it's about the place.
Many factors.
Many factors.
Yes. Many reasons.
Is Indonesia better than all other countries?
Actually not. Actually not. I believe that there are many countries more than better than Indonesia country. I do love Singapore. I do love Taiwan.
You visited these other countries too?
Before. Yeah, but
you have visited
Asia. Only Asia countries.
Cool.
Yeah.
But there's something that's different. They're not Indonesian. Right?
Yeah.
When you go there, they're not Indonesian. There's something that's different.
Yeah. I like Singapore because it's very very good country, very rich, very disciplined. The people, even the road, on the road, the car can be like one by one, they move. One by one, not by
the traffic is organized.
The traffic, yes, very organized in Singapore. Yeah, and the government is very good too. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dewi. It's interesting to hear your perspective.
You're welcome. No problem.
And I think we also have Buyana. She was here earlier. Buyana, do you want to speak with us too? Or Bolt or Melissa? Buyana,
Yes.
hey.
Yeah.
I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hi.
Okay. Okay. Hi.
So where are you joining us from?
Yes, I'm from Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Yeah.
Ulaanbaatar.
Yes, Ulaanbaatar. Yeah.
Okay. And you live in this city, in the capital?
My capital city. I live in Ulaanbaatar. My countryside birth Ulaangom province. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so what is different about people from Mongolia and people from other countries?
Sorry, my English is very little.
Do you understand me?
Deep. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. Just you can think about it. What is different about people from Mongolia and people from different places?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Both Mongolian people болтоо чи байвал ингээ хариулаад өгсдөх үү англиар болтоо. Okay.
Sorry, I don't speak Mongolian.
Yeah. This both Mongolian people you talking. Okay. Sorry.
So what do Mongolian people do every day?
What doing Mongolian people? What?
Yeah. So what is different in Mongol? For example, you have Russia, Mongolia, China.
Yeah, okay.
What is different? Every day in Mongolia, people do what? In Russia, they don't do this. In China, they don't do this. In Mongolia, yes. What? What in Mongolia do people do?
Oh, sorry. I am understanding. You are understanding, but reply my English very bad.
No problem.
Sorry.
No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us and for watching and for trying. It's most important.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
And for everyone who is here, if you're interested to practice speaking, here is the link for our speaking program. So here's the link. And so if you're interested to practice speaking, you can go there and practice every day with teachers from different places. So I see someone with, okay, Bolt. Hi. Welcome to our discussion. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Where are you joining us from?
Hello, everybody. My name is Paul. I'm from Mongolia. So.
Oh, great.
It's Central Asia. So I'm gonna say that what's identity, right? We are
talking about identity.
Yeah, identity. So Mongolian identity is, I'm gonna say, Mongolian culture, and firstly, culture. We are nomads, so we are doing, like people saying that ride a horse, and nomads people, what they are doing, like that.
And
how to say it?
So you know how to ride a horse?
Yes. Yes. Every Mongolian, every Mongolian people have to ride a horse. So.
Okay. So I can't ride a horse. I'm not Mongolian, right?
In this case.
But if I learn to ride a horse, like the first day I get on the horse, I start riding, and I'm like, "Woo, I'm Mongolian now," right?
No, in this case, we can say that.
Or how long do I need to ride a horse before I'm Mongolian?
Sorry, sir?
How long should I ride a horse to become Mongolian?
That's too hard to
2
say
hours.
that.
Good answer. Okay, so what else makes you Mongolian? Why do you think that you are Mongolian? Why are you not a different type of person?
So that's our language is important. So we can speak just Mongolian language. and culture is so important thing for us. Mhm. And no, like that. I'm gonna say that.
Language and culture.
Also,
This is
languages. Of course, history. Our history is good.
Mhm.
Mm. Mm.
So language, culture, history, these are the most important things that make you Mongolian.
Mongolian, yes. I'm gonna say that. This is our identity.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Yeah, I think it's time for us to finish. It looks like everyone here is saying that they have to go too. So I'll just remind everybody one last time before we finish here that this is part of our project to bring together people representing different countries. And we have some private communities on Facebook. Here's the link. You can find your country from this link, and you can join this community. And then you can just write a comment there or a post in that community and say, hey, Chris, I want to be the representative of my country. And then when you do that, I will add you to our special private workspace. And inside of this workspace, I announce that we are going to go live. I send the link to join here. We have a list of countries where we have representatives from. And so we can talk about something happening in that country. For example, we can organize an English event in that country. Then we also have regions of the world where we bring together different countries that where we can organize things together. And then also we can communicate directly sometimes here too. So this is a special place just for people who want to become the representative of their country. And the goal, of course, is to grow this project and to have people from many countries around the world. So anybody who's watching right now, this is really the beginning of this project. And if you want to be part of it, it would be great to get in early. Also, I would love it if you can share what we did today, share our videos with other people. On YouTube, we are live and this video will be saved on YouTube. So if you want to share it with someone, yeah, you can invite more people. I see Melissa saying we'll invite more people from the Philippines. Yes, please invite people from the Philippines to the group for the Philippines and to join our calls here. The next call will be Wednesday, 8 a.m. New York time. And we will do this again. There will be another topic. Sometimes, last time we talked about prices and cost of studying English in different countries. Today, we talked about what makes you a person from your country. What is your identity, right? And so each time we have a discussion like this, and I hope to organize people together from different parts of the world. So I think that this will be really interesting and fun and helpful for everyone. Thank you so much. By the way, I also have a program where I work one-on-one and help, more individually with people who are wanting to grow in their personal and professional development. So I will send the link to a free tutorial right now. So here's the link to that. And of course, we also have speaking practice with professional teachers. And here is the link to that. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Some of you I will talk to in the workspace. If you become the representative of your country and you join our workspace, then I'll see you there. And for everyone else, I'll see you next week. And between now and next week, I will publish 2 or 3 new videos on YouTube. So watch those videos if you're interested. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.